Brought to you by Express Care Health and Skin Center. Get in, get out, get better.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we are talking about over-the-counter medicines that you can buy at just about any grocery or mom-and-pop store. We have some viewers who wanted to get your advice, Doc, on some medicines that they should take. Our first question comes from Tanya from Manilao. She asks, are there over-the-counter products that work similarly to prescription medication to help with my sleep problems?
A lot of people take sleeping medicine. To answer the question, not really. Prescription sleep medicine is really different from over-the-counter sleep medicine. The prescription sleep medicines are actually controlled substances, meaning that they're drugs that can be abused, and so they have to be prescribed, just by a physician or physician's assistant. Anyway, but back to what can you use for your sleep. There are lots of over-the-counter products that include the letters PM, Aleve PM or something like that. And there's another one called Unisom. All of these have one thing in common, and that the ingredient there is diphenhydramine or Benadryl. Okay, you can buy that just for allergies, and Benadryl is something that makes you feel drowsy. It can be used for allergies. It can be used for sleep. It can be used for runny nose and cough, and it can also be used for sore muscles to relax your muscles. So it's a very good medicine, very, very safe. It's practically impossible to be allergic to it, and it's a nice choice for short-term use if you're having insomnia.
Okay, good to know. I never would have thought. Use Benadryl to help you go to sleep.
Yeah.
All right, Paul from Jigo asks, are over-the-counter drugs generic versions of prescribed medication?
Yes, oftentimes they are. Not always, but most of the time. We mentioned the examples of ibuprofen and naproxen, which is Aleve. And another example would be Claritin, which is for allergies. It's a 10 milligram. That used to be a prescription medicine, and then it went generic. Once the patent ran out on it, it became an over-the-counter medicine.
And I use that a lot.
Yeah.
Christina from Magana Heights asks, what can I take for migraines that often leave me in bed for days?
So one of the things is to know what your triggers are for migraines. Hopefully you wouldn't need migraine medicine if you, for example, know that you're triggered off by lack of sleep, or maybe a certain food might trigger you. But if you do you start to feel the migraine coming on, then try to make it go away before it really gets going, okay? Just at the very beginning. Don't wait for it to get really awful. So something like acetaminophen, again, Tylenol, or the ibuprofen or naproxen, these are good choices, or the medicine that has caffeine in it. Those ones, if you look for acetaminophen with caffeine, that is more helpful for migraines, but taking it right at the very beginning of the headache is best.
Okay, Cheryl from Dedido asks, what do you suggest I take for cramps?
Okay, again, same thing with cramps. You want to reduce the inflammation that's happening in the uterus. At the very beginning of the cramps, the very beginning of your period, start taking ibuprofen. You can take 600, that would be 3 of the over-the-counter tablets pretty safely if you're not allergic, 3 or 4 every 6 hours. And by doing that, you reduce your cramps and you'll have an easier time.
All right, you got so many answers. Joseph from PD asks, what can I take for muscle aches and spasms?
Okay, so we talked a little bit about the Benadryl, which is a really great medicine to relax your muscles. You can use something like Vicks or Icy Hot, these type of, rub-on type medicines. They're helpful. Or again, the ibuprofen or Aleve to reduce swelling and inflammation. These are all helpful things, and don't forget your ice pack.
And Salampus, I think that's a favorite here.
Sure.
And Melissa from Dedido, our last question, says, are all over-the-counter drugs approved by the FDA?
They have to be, yes they are. If they're a medication, they have to be approved. Now supplements, they don't have to be approved. So if you start looking on the other counters and finding all kinds of herbal things, those don't need approval, but medication does.
All right, any last parting words that you want to leave with our viewers about over-the-counter medicines?
I would say that get to know the generic names and try to save money. So when you go to the counter to buy some medicine, it's really the same if it's brand or generic. For most people, they're not that sensitive or noticing a difference, and you can save a lot of money if you know the name of the medicine that will help you, the generic name, and also the strength, and you can look that up easily on the internet.
So maybe not all those brand names, we can go with the generic version and save a few bucks.
Yeah.
All right, Doc, thanks so much for coming in. We always appreciate your great medical advice. Dr. Lom will be back again next week. She'll be talking about common visual complaints. If you have a question, don't be shy. Send it to healthyliving@KUAM.com, or of course you can post it on our Facebook page.